Melissa here from GirlGoneFishing, and today I'm up at Strictly Sailing Kayak grabbing a few last minute things before I head up to Michigan to fish my very first Hobie Bass Open Series tournament. So the Hobie Bass Open Series is pretty much the premier top level kayak fishing tournament in the world, and I've never fished one before. So this weekend it's super cool. Strictly Sailing Kayak is taking their fishing team up to this tournament. We've got a house on Bay City right on Saginaw Bay, and it is going to be awesome. My first experience of something like this. So picking up a few last minute things. They always have what I need up here at Strictly Sailing Kayak. I've got 2 days of pre-fishing and then I've got 2 days of tournament. All right, I will see you guys up in Michigan. All right, 2 hours down, 3 to go, still in Ohio. Good morning from our Saginaw Bay house. Look at this. Can you even believe how gorgeous that is? So it is currently 5:20 a.m. and I was gonna sleep in this morning, but all my housemates have left. Bert's the only one that's still idling here. So this is hilarious. I only got to sleep like 3.5 hours ago, but everyone is already gone. So I guess I might as well get my act together and get out there and fish, but oh my goodness. That is a gorgeous view while you're waiting for your morning oatmeal to cook. I got in the house pretty late last night. I didn't shoot a video, and since everyone's gone, let's do a quick walkthrough, show you the house. It's amazing. So here's our parking lot and our yard. The cutest little porch to sit on and enjoy the view. We got so lucky finding an amazing rental house up here. Look at this thing. Look at that. There goes Bert, the last of my housemates to head off for pre-fishing, and I am the lazy one still at the house, but man, this is awesome. Look at that. So I suddenly feel like I should throw my green and yellow frog. Well, check this out. I'm out here on what looks like an ocean. Isn't that gorgeous? There's like no end to it. But really, I'm just in a little tiny part of Saginaw Bay because this thing is big. So right now I'm launched at the Barney Road ramp, which is more down into the very bottom of the bay. So far, no fish, but I mean, look at it. Unfortunately, my fish finder wouldn't power on. It's been a while since I got to say that, or had to say that, but we're gonna fix it back at the house. There's a lot of people back there that know a lot about power, so that's handy, and electronics. So we're gonna get that worked out and keep looking at stuff for today. Find something a little bit better than this. On Saturday for the tournament, it's gonna be 15 to 25 mile per hour winds, and I'm not gonna be able to be out here on like open water like this. Right now it's 6 mile per hour, so it's very doable, but 15 to 25, no way. So we're gonna keep looking and find something a little more sheltered. But for right now, this is kind of fun. I'm actually like just standing up here on the kayak, hanging out. Lynx is so stable, it's very comfortable. So this is gonna be my first tournament under the Hobie series with the Hobie Bass Open Series, and they use a slightly different set of rules, like their own Hobie BOS Bass Open Series rules. Everything I've ever done has been under the KBF or the kayak bass fishing rules, and one notable difference is that you cannot troll under power. So if I'm pedaling, I can't drag a chatterbait like I like to. You can drift and drag a lure, but you can't like use your motor or your pedals or your paddle and troll with a lure. So I have to remember that because it's kind of become a habit when I switch spots to troll like a chatterbait or something with me. And another thing with the Hobie rule is you're allowed to pinch the tail. If you squeeze the tail, sometimes it makes it just a tiny bit longer and you get that next like 1/4 inch. But with the KBF rules, you've always never been allowed to do that. So with KBF, you're actually not allowed to touch that part of the tail. So you're allowed to pinch the tail with Hobie, get a little bit longer. Well, I've been practicing all day and remembering not to set the hook. And this time I got excited and set the hook on the frog. Look at that chunker. That is one thick, healthy bass. So it's pre-fishing. I'm not supposed to set the hook, but wow. Let me see if I can hold the camera so you guys can see. Woo! All right, gonna let him go. Well, I made a mistake, made a bad call. I went back into this shallow area off of the bay. The bay's back there, and it looked really good at first, but man, it got super shallow with like really, really thick grass, and it was so thick that I couldn't get my kayak to move at all. So I pulled the pedals and I pulled the rudder, and I've been standing up and pushing with the paddle, but whoo, what an arm workout. I've been doing that for 50 minutes now, so I'm almost through it. I'm almost back to the cut channel. All right, I'm going to make my way back to the car, load up the links, go back to the house. Brian was talking about maybe doing a team dinner tonight, but we'll go back and see what everyone's doing and get a fishing report from everyone else. End of pre-fishing day one, team dinner out here. We got Mike Grimsley and Brian. It's gonna be a fun night tonight and then back at it tomorrow for another day of practice and then tournament on the weekend. Back at the house, all cleaned up, and it is rigging up time. Look at all those kayaks out there. Look at that, so pretty. So gotta get all the rods and reels and tackle ready to go for tomorrow. One more day of practice tomorrow, and then it's tournament time. Hey, good morning. It is Friday morning, day 2 of practice up here in Saginaw Bay for the Hobie Bass Open Series with the Strictly Sailing Kayak Fishing team. And man, it's going to be a gorgeous day. But today the wind is going to be 10 to 20 mile per hour west-northwest. So that means there's probably going to be significant waves in the area that I pre-fished yesterday because the wind's going to be coming into it, and it's like 2 to 5 feet deep, sandy bottom. And I think it's going to make some rollers as they come across the bay. So today, instead of launching right away, I'm going to do what I did yesterday, and I'm going to drive launches. But this time, instead of the east side of the Saginaw Bay, I'm going to do the west side of Saginaw Bay. So let's get going and let's check out some launch options. All right, I like this ramp. I like this ramp a lot. Can you guys see the reeds? I don't know if you can see the difference. These reeds have like water in them, life in them. The reeds at the place I was last time were like a wall of reeds, like no in the reeds. I want to fish in the reeds. So this whole area there's like a little spit of land over here that kind of protects from the bay, and then this goes way back along the shoreline. I'm on the west side of Saginaw Bay right now, so I'm gonna check this out. This might be where I fish tomorrow for the tournament. Okay, now I'm starting to freak out a little bit because I'm on my last day of practice. It's halfway through the day. I finally found a ramp with the things I like it looks like what I've been looking for, and I can't catch fish, and I don't know how to fish it. It's like a real mucky bottom, so you don't want anything that like sits on the bottom, and it's just the grass and reeds, and I don't know, I can't get a frog bite, a buzzbait bite. I've tried a weightless Senko, a weightless fluke, a jig, a chatterbait. I don't know, I'm starting to panic. I was doing really good about keeping calm and not worrying about the fact that this is like the biggest tournament I've ever entered. And now I'm starting to think, oh my gosh, I do not want to be the girl that doesn't catch fish. I really do not want to be the girl that doesn't catch fish. I have to be able to catch fish. So I only have a couple hours left until we have to be off the water until the end of fishing, end of pre-fishing. So I have got to figure something out. I guess what I'm going to do right now is just try to cover water. So can you guys see what the wind is right now? It's going to be about 10 miles an hour more for the tournament. So yay! But this is beautiful out here. Check this place out. And I finally found the kind of stuff I want to fish. These reeds, these patches, the lily pads. The fish should be in it. Everyone around me is reporting that they're finding fish, and I am not. But I will. Oh, I hope I do. All right, I got a fish. I got this guy on a buzz toad through some reeds. He is just thick and chunky and heavy for being how short he is. Look at that guy. So that's where I launched back there, and that's the little protected cove I was trying to stay in, but I didn't know how to fish it. So I came out here to the front edge of that protected bay. This is the big Saginaw Bay, but this is what I like. I can chatterbait, buzzbait, frog, punch, worm. So I'm gonna see if I can go along there. So what worries me about this ramp is that's the ramp back there. This is the wind direction. So the same wind direction is going to be on Sunday of the tournament. It's going to be like 25 to 35 mile per hour, and it's going that way, which is the open ocean. No, it's really Saginaw Bay, but I don't want to get blown out to the bay, and I don't want to have to fight, against it to get back. I don't know if I can pedal against 28 mile per hour winds to get back to the ramp. So that's my worry now. Well, that and can I catch fish? That's always a worry, but I got a fish, so that's encouraging. Not enough to base a 2-day tournament on, so got to keep working on it, and I just have to give some thought on whether or not I trust being able to come out here and get back to the ramp safely in those winds. I don't know. Sometimes you got to push it, but you also got to be safe. Well, I've got another. I didn't mean to set the hook, but I threw a mini chatterbait way back into those reeds there, and he bit, and I just got so excited I set the hook. Look how chunky these fish are. Look at this guy. They are thick and solid and heavy for how short he is. So, all right, gonna put him back and see if I can find more. Gonna keep covering water down this shoreline here. It's not as bad out here as I thought it was gonna be. Thank you, buddy. All right, I'm starting to feel a little bit better about things. I've caught 2 fish in the last like 15 minutes and quite a distance apart from each other, because once I caught the one fish, I left and headed out. And I got one on a buzz toad and one on a mini chatterbait. So in the reeds. These are the reeds that I've been looking for since I got up to Saginaw Bay. I finally found them. At first I was really frustrated because I couldn't figure out how to fish them, but I found some that have a little bit deeper water and I'm able to fish them. So I think this is really good as long as I can deal with the wind. So all right, back to work. I'm just gonna cover more water and see like what's up ahead of me. So for the tournament, I'll know how far I need to go. All right, look at me. I'm out here on the outer edge of it. That's the big bay way out there. It just goes forever. But this is what makes this interesting to me. Can you guys see those little reeds there? See how they're scattered with water in them? That's what I've been looking for this whole time. So I'm throwing a chatterbait in there, a weightless Senko, a weightless fluke, a jig, a buzz toad, a regular weedless frog. And so far I've only got hits, one on the chatterbait and one on the buzz toad. But that is what I'm looking for. All right, we got another fish. I set the hook on this one just because I was fishing a little finesse jig, and the last time I fished that I missed my first fish because I didn't get a good hook set. So when this guy bit, I set the hook just to make sure I could. But even though he's little and short, look how chunky he is. I love these fish up here. They're so big and so beautifully colored. So what I've done so far today is I pedaled 2 miles up that way and everything looks good. It's all the same. Can you guys see, can you see how all these reeds along here, it's actually like kind of thin, you know, not like a super thick wall of reeds. So you can get in there and there's not like really heavy grass in there either. So I can actually get lures through there. So I caught 1 fish on a buzz bait, 1 fish on a chatterbait, and 1 fish on a finesse jig. So every time I catch 1 fish, I just put that rod down because I don't need to know if that works somewhere else. I just needed to know if it worked right there, and it did. And I think that since this all looks alike, it'll work somewhere else. So I didn't want to beat up on any fish because I might fish here tomorrow for the tournament. So that's what I've got so far. I've got a pretty good idea of what I have to tie on when I get back to the house. So I have to go back and make some changes and adjustments and be ready. But tonight there's this thing called the board check, and I asked Brian what that was, and apparently we all bring our catch boards in, you know, our measuring boards, and they look at them and approve them or not. Then after that we all listen to a mandatory captain's meeting where they tell you the stuff that you can't claim you didn't know when you do it wrong in the tournament. So this is all really exciting, you know, all stuff that doesn't happen at my little tournaments. So, all right, I'm gonna keep pedaling back. I got about a mile and, oh gosh, like a mile and a half to go. At least it's sort of with the wind. I am just getting so freaking wound up and excited for this weekend. I was really down when I thought I wouldn't be able to catch any fish and not even be able to like dig in and fish. So even if I don't get any fish this weekend, at least I've found an area where I feel like I can fish, you know, I can give it a shot. I'm not just gonna like pedal around and be futile and frustrated. So I'm happy, and yeah, all right, gotta put this down and work. All right, we are here at tournament headquarters, which also happens to be an awesome brewery, and it is board check time. So you have to take your catch board, clean it all up. They measure it to make sure you're not cheating by cutting inches off your board. Yes, apparently people actually do that. So, and then once it's been approved, you get this sticker. And so I got my first sticker, woohoo! All right, now we're gonna have dinner with the team. Say hi, Bert.
What's up, people?
They're all really excited. Say hi. And yeah. Brian's getting his board checked right now, and then we're gonna eat dinner, then we're gonna go back to the house, do the last tackle prep, and it is tournament time.
Really appreciate you all being here. We have anglers from 18 states, 2 different countries. We've got to thank our namesake sponsor, St. Croix Rods.
Well, we had dinner, we got our boards checked, and we sat through an explanation of the rules. And we are back at the house getting ready to get the tackle together and appreciate the view. So here's my mess over here. All the guys are over here with their trailers. See, that's a little trailer crowd over here. I'm exiled over to this corner with my little car top. No, not really. But I got all my stuff spread out here on the grass. And what I'm doing right now is trying to get rid of stuff. There's a lot of stuff I don't need. I'm not going to throw a crankbait. I would totally, but you know, there's a lot of floating grass. So I'm going to take out most of my crankbaits, most of my treble hook baits, and lean heavily into things like buzzbait, buzz toad, chatterbait, that kind of thing. So I'll figure it out. I'm really tired right now. So I got to get this done and get to bed. Hey, good morning. It is tournament day. All this preparation, all this research, it is time to go. Well, actually it's 3:45, so there's still a little bit more time. Lunchtime is at 5:30, but we're up and ready to go. There is a small craft advisory warning today. It's going to be really windy, like really freaking windy. You know, all this time I've been kind of worried about catching fish. Now I'm worried about living through this. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's going to be a great day. Good morning, Brian. There's Brian. Say hi, Brian. We're the last ones here at the house because everyone else is already up and going, even though it's really early. But it is going to be a fantastic day. We are going to do our best to represent for Brian and Strictly Sailing Kayak well. And yeah, have fun, be safe, and I'll see you guys out on the water. Okay, I've got my links set up and it's time to head towards the ramp. But this has got to be one of my least favorite parts because it takes me a little while and I've got to block these people while I do it. All right, can't stall anymore, gotta go. So I got my kayak launched. It is 5 minutes till takeoff. Everyone's just hanging out here. You're allowed to put your kayak in the water and get out of the ramp. So, isn't this cool looking? Well, I'm shaking because I've been fishing for over an hour, missed one because I just didn't get a good set. I'm fishing a swim jig right now. I've never caught a fish on a swim jig, never fished a swim jig. And when I got the bite, I just couldn't get the hook set. Like I had the fish for a couple like reels, but I knew it wasn't a good hook set. The rod, it was a mess. So I kept fishing it and look, I got a fish. That's what he thinks about this. All right, I gotta measure this guy. All right, fish number one, he's 15 inches. Look at how beautiful color they are. He's really yellow. This is what I spent this whole practice period looking for, is reeds like this with water that you can throw back into. And that's exactly what I did. I threw that swim jig, I threw the swim jig right back there to the very edge right there, and the thing hit it right when it hit the water. I started reeling, I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I forgot a fish. So this is really cool. Well, I'll tell you what my biggest problem of the day is. I have backlashed my reel 8,000 times. I already have one reel that I can't even use anymore because I can't get the backlash out. So good thing I brought too many rods. Look at all these rods. But man, casting into the wind on a bait caster is hard, especially with a really light bait. So, but good practice. So here's a new one. My reel just fell apart, and for years now I've been trying to find someone who will show me how to take these apart and clean them, and I never actually followed through on that, and so I don't know how to put this back together. I've been trying to get it back together and I just can't. So now I have one reel that's broken and one reel that's totally backlashed and unusable. This is getting interesting. Fish number two, 14 1/4. Look how pale he is. Well, I'm deep in the reeds still. I think this is where the fish are, but I think I have to get deeper. I went up about just under 2 miles and then I turned around and I headed back, you know, fishing what, I didn't want to get any farther away with the wind going against me and just picking up faster and faster. But it turns out that down at the far end of where I was, it's much deeper. I mean, you know, right now I'm in like a foot and down there it might be 2 or 3 feet, but I feel like it makes a difference in my confidence, at least in fishing. You know, I'm just not as sure. I think it would be easier to catch fish in the 2 to 3 feet because they can't see me as well, so I don't have to be as good. That's how I feel about it. It could be true, it could be not true, but I'm stuck with where I am now, which is in the shallow part, and I'm hoping that if I keep going this way, this is kind of where I started. This is a spit of reeds that goes way out here, so my plan is I'm going to go try that. Well, I've got to say, this is definitely not the easiest thing I've ever done, but I do love a challenge, and this is definitely a challenge. Right now, I'm trying to get some fish out of here. There's not a whole lot of places in this wind that I can fish. I don't want to get too far from the ramp because I'm really scared about my ability to go against the wind back. But, you know, gosh, you know there's fish in there. Check that out. So I still haven't got any more bites since my 2 fish, but I'm gonna stick with it. I've got like, what time is it? I think I've got like 3.5 more hours. So plenty of time to make some fish happen, but I need to get refocused. Maybe I need to stop and get some water and then a little bit of snack and then refocus and hit it hard because I need to get 3 more fish. Oh my gosh, look what I just got. So I lost the swim jig that worked earlier and I had this little one. So I put a little white trailer on it and look at this guy. He was right here in that thick stuff. I threw back past the scattered stuff to where it got a little more solid, right on the edge. And I gave it like 2 little shakes and then bam, big guy. All right, I gotta get this guy measured. Ooh, okay. Look at this guy, 17.5. That is unbelievable. On that swim jig again, right here in these really thick things. All right, here he is, 17.5. This dude is heavy. Gosh, this is so awesome. We have fish number 4. 4, that's right, I've caught 4 fish so far. Look at that little chunk. He's only 14.25, but I don't care. He's fish number 4 and he's beautiful. Okay, back to it. Holy cow, the weather service says right now wind is 19 miles per hour. 19! But I'm sticking it out 1 more and I'm going to be ecstatic. So I'm resetting after catching that fish. I got blown way off my spot, so I'm pedaling back. Unfortunately, I got blown right over the little point in the reed line I was fishing. So I don't know if you guys can see, but behind me, right over my shoulder there, that's like a point in the reeds. So that's what I'm trying to fish. There's like a solid line of reeds and then occasionally there's points that come out. So that's what I'm hitting and that's where the fish are. So I'm gonna go back and hit this point again and I think maybe 1 more point down and then I gotta call it a day and start heading back this way. But it's about 1 o'clock, but it's about 12:45 right now and I have until 2:30. So a little bit more time and oh my goodness, there is some wind happening here. The weather service says it's 19 miles per hour. I mean, that's just unbelievable. But I got a little bit of shelter here. See, the wind's coming over that land right there. So it's a little bit of a wind break. It's not as bad as it could be. And I'm catching fish. Yes! This little 14.5 guy is my limit. This is number 5. I am so freaking excited right now. I can't even talk. I mean, I have never been so excited for 14.5-inch fish in my entire life. And this is awesome. And I am gonna keep fishing because I wanna cull this guy now. That's right, a limit and now a cull. Haven't got it yet, but I'm gonna go for it. Oh my gosh, this is fun. Well, it's 2:30, it's lines out, and I got my 5 fish. Woo! I am so excited I got my 5 fish. I mean, I really wish I could have upgraded, but let's go over the accomplishments here. I went out when I was really scared. I tackled one heck of a wind and found out I could do it. And used the techniques that I just learned last weekend, how to fish reeds, and I got 5 fish. I just learned that you can fish a chatterbait through reeds, had no idea. Learned about pencil reeds, didn't know there was a difference between pencil reeds, which you can fish really easily, and these other reeds that are just frustrating. So, oh my gosh, I just feel like this is just awesome. This is amazing, and we have another day of it. Talk about tired legs, woo! So now I have to pedal back to the ramp against this wind. I'm about 1.5 miles out right now. And I mean, I told myself I wasn't gonna do this, but it was the only way I could think of to get fish, and, you know, fish. So I did it, and this is what I have to do to get those fish, is I have to pedal into this wind for 1.5 miles. But nothing wrong with a little exercise. So after this, I load my links up, I go back to the house and try to sort out my reels. I've got 3 backlash, 1 that fell apart. I really need to do some work. I brought some spare line, luckily. And luckily I'm at the house with some people who know how to rebuild a reel, hopefully. And get ready to come back out tomorrow and do it again. I have to say thanks to Strictly Sailing Kayak for the whole fishing team thing, and, you know, for trips like this. I hope we do more of this in the future. I mean, it just doesn't seem like real life. Like, I can't believe I just packed my car, drove to Michigan, and fished a big, what I consider the premier level tournament in the U.S. So, whew, life is really weird sometimes, but oh my gosh, I'm having fun, and I'm so thankful, and I'm so grateful. So, all right, I'll see you guys back at the house. So can you guys see on those reeds the different color on the bottom? That is the water dropping because of the wind. I mean, that is completely insane. The wind is coming from the west, which is the shore back here. So the wind is pushing out towards me and it's pushing the water out. Like, it's crazy. It's dropped that far. Okay, I'm back at the house, all showered and clean. This is as good as it's gonna get right now. Whew, I can't do anything else. I'm so tired and hungry. Brian just got us some BW3s, so we're all getting ready to go and do some team dinner, except for Sean over here who makes power waffles in the morning. He's on a clean eating kick. So, all right, well, day one went awesome. I mean, it was exhausting and it was a ton of work, but I got 5 fish, exactly 5 fish. I didn't get to call, but it was still super cool. I am so excited to get 5 fish. And we get day 2. It's my first time ever doing like a tournament where day 1 rolls over into day 2. So I am so excited, but man, I worked so hard out there today with that wind. I think tomorrow it's supposed to be a little bit less, so it's still going to be a lot of work, but this is so cool. This is a great fishery and it's such a fun tournament, and this house is amazing and my team are just so fun. So everything's going great, and try to get a good night's sleep tonight. I will see you tomorrow morning. Hey, good morning. Happy Sunday morning. It is day 2 of the tournament, 3:45 a.m. right now. I have a little bit of getting ready to do before we get out there. Launch is at 5:30 and I have about a 35-40 minute drive. So I got to get some stuff organized and then get out there. And day 2. So I got a limit yesterday. Wow, I'm so excited about that. But now it's a new day. I got to get another 5 bass. So that's the goal, 5, and then maybe even some culling. So the weather's a little different. The wind is a slightly different direction. It was west yesterday. It's west northwest today. So that's going to affect the area a little bit. I think it's going to give me a little shelter until I have to pedal back into the ramp. And then we're going to have possible rain for the first couple hours. So I have to have my rain suit on, and you know, that's going to change some stuff. So maybe we can get a topwater bite in the rain in the morning. I don't know, but I'm excited to get going, and I'll see you guys out there. Okay, I'm launched and I'm pedaling out. I waited a little longer today to launch because the way this works is you can launch at 5:30 and then lines in at 6. And yesterday I pedaled out. It took me 10 minutes to get to my spot, and then I had to hold myself in place for 20 minutes pedaling because I don't have an anchor, I don't have a motor. So I did 20 minutes of like treading water before I even started fishing yesterday. So I didn't do that today. I waited 15 minutes, so I'm gonna get to my spot about 5 minutes before lines in, and then I'm gonna catch a whole bunch of fish. Woohoo! All right, it is 6:15, 15 minutes into lines in, and I caught a fish. So what happened was I threw a buzz toad. He missed my buzz toad. He blew up on it again. I missed him. And then I threw a chatterbait back in and I got him. That was actual smart fishing thinking. I think I might be getting better at this. Okay, gotta get more. All right, I finally got fish number 2. It took me like 3 hours. This was a chatterbait fish right on a point of reeds like everything else has been. So I'm gonna put him back and get more. I like how pale he is compared to the other ones. I wonder if that means he just moved in from the deep water. I don't know. All right, more. Oh gosh, these fish are so heavy and solid up here. All right, here he is. Fish number 3, 15 1/4, my biggest so far. My goodness, these guys are so heavy. All right, this is cool. I was really like a little worried because I wasn't getting anything, but it's starting to pick up. I got to keep going in case, like, you know, this is just a little bite window. Well, when I submitted that fish, I could tell that the fish are biting right now because there's a whole bunch of people that have 80 inches already for the day. I don't, but I have like 44 inches, and that puts me right in the middle of the pack. But honestly, you know, it's not the standings that matter to me on this tournament. It is catching a limit. I really, really want to catch a limit. I caught a limit yesterday. It was my goal. I didn't really know that I would achieve it, but I did. So that means I can reset, and I have another goal today, which is to catch a limit. I would have 2-day limit in a row, so that would be super cool. So all right, I gotta get back to work. All right, here's fish number 4. Oh, get ready to jump. Okay, here's fish number 4, 15 1/2. This is awesome. I've almost got my 5 fish limit, and I'm just gonna keep going. This is so much fun. Thank you, fish. Thank you, Strictly Sailing Kayak. Well, it's 11 o'clock and I have 4 fish towards my 5 fish limit. They're only 60 inches though, so they're small fish. But man, everyone else is catching them a lot today. So I need to figure it out. I was doing really well when it was cloudy in the morning, and then the sun came out, and I didn't catch anything since the sun came out. So I'm hoping these clouds come in, or I figure out what the bite's on now. So I have been catching everything on the chatterbait, kind of like on the edge of the reeds. All right, back to it. One more fish. I got a couple hours. No time to panic yet. This is so fun though, so much fun. I'm so glad that I did this. Well, I did ask for clouds, and here we are. We got a little rain, a little drizzle, lots of clouds, but no fish yet. Still working on it. I've got 4 fish. I need that one more, and then I need some bigger ones to cull, make some upgrades. But it's still fun. It actually feels really good, and I hope that this reactivates my moving bait bite. I need some chatterbait fish, just nothing for a long time now. All right, back to it. Well, just as the rain is stopping, I got this 16 3/4. This guy's huge. Look at this. So he makes my 5 fish limit, and he is just an awesome fish. So, I'll put my hood down as soon as I put the fish down. Okay, this little guy, 14 1/2. It's a half. No, it's a 1/4 inch upgrade for me. So it's an upgrade. I culled. That's right. I got 5 fish limit, and I culled a 1/4 inch. All right, gonna keep going. All right, here's a little upgrade for me. This guy is 15 inches. My smallest fish is 14 1/2. So he gets me a 1/2 inch upgrade. Nice. Look how fat they are. I know I keep saying that, but it's just crazy, chunky. Okay, it's 2:30, the tournament's over, line's out, and I am so tired, but so happy right now. I have to do one last push into the wind. It's, I don't know, I think it's like 14 or 15 right now. Luckily it's not like totally sustained, it's a little gusty, so there's moments when I can make some progress, but my legs are beat. This has been one heck of a workout this weekend, but oh my gosh, so awesome, so awesome. Oh, so cool. So I'm gonna save my breath for pedaling back to the ramp and get loaded up. I have to run back to the house and shower, and then go to the award ceremony, and then back to the house for a relaxing evening in our beautiful waterfront location.
Sean Skidmore, Adam Fillmore, and Reese Stoughton. With a total of 169 3/4 inches, Reese Stoughton. Taking home $800. Had a 2-day total of 173 inches, Sean Skidmore.
Woo!
It was a great weekend. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate what you're doing. And yeah, appreciate you being here. We'll see you at the Strictly Sail party later. Appreciate it.
Hey, Boone. Oh, it's amazing. I'll have to put some of the pictures in because this video just doesn't do it justice, but it is absolutely gorgeous. Hey, good morning. Happy Monday morning. It's not usually Monday when I do this, but I took the day off because my tournament was Saturday and Sunday, and now Monday is pack up, load out, and drive home day. I've been trying to reflect and say, what do I need to say in my tournament wrap up? But this weekend was just too huge. You know, it's all in my head. It's just too huge to just put into words. I mean, it just meant so much to me. I feel like I've learned more in these couple days up here than I have in years of fishing. I mean, this has just been such a fantastic experience. If you guys ever get a chance to get out and do something like this Hobie Bass Open Series, do it. For a long time, I thought, oh, you know, it's a step up in competition. Maybe it's too hard for me. It's not. It's awesome. It's fun. The camaraderie is spectacular. You know, even the people that you've seen on Facebook who do this kind of for a living, they're just nice people who love to fish as much as we do, as much as I do. So, you know, get out there and do it. It's awesome. It's fun. It's such a great experience. I want to say thank you to the people that run the Hobie Bass Open Series, Tournament Trail, especially AJ and Steve. It was kind of a hoot getting to meet Steve Fields out on the water, like taking pictures in his drone and stuff. So thank you guys. It was really a wonderful experience. You guys do a great job. It must be a really challenging job to try to keep the touring professionals happy as well as encourage like new people to come, you know, to make it a well-rounded experience for all levels. That's really awesome. So good job, guys. Thank you so much for putting this on. Huge thank you to to Strictly Sailing Kayak and the Tacey family for everything they did for us this weekend. It was just phenomenal. I mean, it was just such an amazing experience. They're so great. All of the team is in the best boats, and they are there for everyone in the community, not just the team. They're huge supporters of the tournament trails. They're actually the main sponsor of both my Cincinnati kayak fishing trail and my Ohio kayak fishing trail. And these trails just wouldn't exist without the Strictly Sailing Kayak support. So thank you guys so much for everything you do for our community and for the tournaments and for me personally and for this weekend. Gosh, thank you so much for this weekend. And I just can't say it enough. It was just amazing. And thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope this was a good tournament video, even without anything working. My electronics didn't work, my cameras didn't work. I don't know what's going on with that, but I tried to do the best I could with my cell phone, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the water on the next one. I keep dragging my feet because I don't want to get in the car and head home. I don't want to leave this. I want to go launch back on Saginaw Bay. I want to fish the east side of the bay this time. I want to fish a different ramp on the west side. I want to fish the river. I want to try different techniques that I didn't use this weekend. I don't want to go home. I don't want to go back to real life. I don't want to go back to my job. I want to keep doing this. Oh my gosh. All right. Something to look forward to the next one. Okay, I gotta get going.